Welcome to Motorvault, vehicles for enthusiasts. I'm your host, Josh, and we present this 1971 Corvette 454 convertible. Mille Migla Red, black interior, black top, Stingray, side pipes. This is what the Corvette Stingray is all about. This car has its original engine, and this car has an absolutely wild story to tell. This generation of Corvette, the C3, started in 1968. This is a 1971 version. And what makes the C3 so unique compared to any other Corvette is the super long hood, the pointy Mako Shark front end, the great bubbled but sharp fenders. It is American icon at its finest. The drop top, the Mille Migla Red paints. This is a head turner, man. There's no other way to put it. When you're cruising down Woodward Avenue or wherever you may be in the country, having a car like this is Americana. It is speed, it is style, it is everything you want, and this one's got a little extra noise with those booming side pipes. Popping open the hood on this Corvette, it's the heartbeat of America. A big block Chevrolet, the 454. This one in particular is the LS5, 365 horsepower, 460 foot-pounds of torque with the 4-speed manual transmission, 336 gear set. This car is absolutely made to rip. This car was one of the fastest cars from 0 to 60, 0 to 100 in the world at its point, and that is why the Corvette became a sports car icon. The driving experience of a Corvette is like nothing else made in America. You had the muscle cars. Yes, they were quick, but they didn't handle. The Corvettes handled. The Cobras were their own unique thing, but the Corvette is and will always be America's sports car. Behind the wheel of the Corvette, you properly feel like a pilot. That deep dish wheel, that driver focus cluster with all the gauges, the 4-speed manual, right here by you, rocking and rolling. These cars were made to rip. They are so fun. They harken back to the absolute pinnacle of American muscle. And just to remind you of its performance, the horsepower, torque, and compression are all noted on what this car's engine has in it, giving this Corvette that little extra bit of mustard. The story of this particular Corvette is quite interesting. We received this car from a great client of ours, and it didn't have a ton of history until we did a little bit of digging. These Corvettes, the early Corvettes, all have something special called a tank sticker. The tank sticker is an original build sheet from General Motors that is actually put on the fuel tanks of these cars, right above the fuel tank on either the left or right side. We decided to investigate that. We removed the fuel filler cap and the grommet around it, did some digging, and we found something quite special. That original tank sticker was still in place from when this car was built on March 3rd, 1971, showing its original color of Mille Migla Red with the black top, with the black interior, with the 454, with the 336 gear set, the whole 10 yards. The only thing that has really ever been changed on this car from the factory is that the pipes were moved to the sides and that there's an aftermarket stereo system. Other than that, this car, this build sheet, paints the picture of this Corvette, including right here, by Berger. What does that mean? Berger Chevrolet, which was a big deal Corvette and high-end performance Chevrolet dealership in Michigan, sold this car brand new. Berger was known for these cars, the Copos, the 427s, all the big cars. So tying back that provenance on this build sheet makes this story of this car pretty much complete. driving a big block Corvette is something else, especially with those side pops. It's just got such a unique rumble to it. It almost sounds like a Cobra in a way, which is not a bad problem to have. These cars, in my books, will always be poster cars. They will be for me. Oh, the Mako Shark design, the gear shifter, the whole 10 yards, man. I love these cars. Oh yeah. The torque, the power, man, was that good for the early 70s. It still is today. The independent rear suspension on these make them feel really good. The handling actually is pretty solid on these for a 1970s car. Man, Chevy really had this dialed in. There's a reason why people love these cars as much as they do still today. Oh man, the hum from that 454, especially when it just snap, crackles, and pops. Oh, that'll put a smile on anybody's face. Oh, the shifting in this car is so great. Under that sun will sue, man. Oh, it's American thunder. Yeah, these cars handle so well for an American Corvette standpoint, because the Corvettes are really a unique piece of their own. You know, the Chevelles, the bigger American cars, the Torinos, the stuff like that, they didn't have the same handling. I mean, obviously they're bigger bodies, bigger chassis, but with how low slung these cars are, the unique suspension, independent rear suspension, these cars were built for a different design of driving, where if you really wanted to go to the track with these cars, you know, you could. A lot of these cars were SCCA raced, and it didn't take much to do them. You know, under the hood, they didn't really do much. They would just put different tires on them, run a little bit of different fuel, different gear setup maybe, and you'd rock and roll, man. These things absolutely freaking move. Let it rip, baby. Oh, yes. Lightning and the thunder. Corvettes have always had a distinguished rear end, especially when you have the dual tail lamps on each side of the car. Great look, great styling, big block Chevy, red paint. How can you not love it? It's an American classic. It is the heartbeat of America. Hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video on this Corvette. Come check out more on Motorvault's Instagram and YouTube. Hope you guys liked the video. Give it a like, give us a subscribe, and let us know what other cars you want to see down the road on our page. Stay tuned.